Welcome, everyone, to Train Tuesday. I'm your host, Jim Wiggin with Athearn. I want to let you guys know this is a pre-recorded broadcast, so I won't be taking any live questions this week, but be sure to join us next week. I will be back to answer those questions live. But tonight, we're going to be talking about FP45s. We're going to be talking about the Athearn Genesis HO scale versions, as well as the Athearn N scale. And guys that are into intermodal, we've got something for you as well in the Athearn HO line. So without further ado, let's jump right into the train goodness tonight and get this Train Tuesday started. So we're going to start off with the Athearn Genesis HO FP45. A little background on the EMD STP45. It was a good passenger locomotive, but to the Santa Fe Railway, it did not look the part. EMD therefore designed a lightweight cowl body to cover the locomotive, though it did not, as in earlier cab units, provide any structural strength. This remained in the frame. The cowl provided a sleeker look, better aerodynamics at speed, and allowed the crew to enter the engine compartment en route for diagnostics and maintenance. The final drive gear ratio for passenger service was 57:20. Now, Santa Fe purchased 9 of the locomotives, road numbers 100 through 108, and the Milwaukee Road bought 5 for its passenger service, road numbers 1 through 5. The Milwaukee Road units were delivered without dynamic braking, and reportedly, Illinois Central Railroad was considering an order for 5 FP45s as well. This was EMD order number 5742 and included serial numbers 34952 through 34956. But they ended up canceling such order. Such low production was feasible and profitable for EMD since the locomotive was fundamentally just a reclothed STP45. Power as in the STP45 was from the V20 645E3 prime mover, which had the capability of producing 3,600 horsepower. Now, the model that you see on your screen right now, this is the Milwaukee Road number 3. Athearn part number ATHG 67599. This was from a previous release. You may still find them. If you can't find them, don't worry. We've got you covered, Milwaukee Road fans. So let's start on what we're going to be offering for the month of June. Now, you have until Friday, May 30th to place your pre-orders with the dealer of your choice. Let's start with the Santa Fe. Now, this was one that was highly requested in the past few months, and we heard your suggestions on our product suggestion email, so we want to thank you for that. A little background on these. These are actually 1992 era. Now, the year 1989 saw the rebirth of Santa Fe's iconic red and silver war bonnet scheme, originally introduced in the 1930s. This modernized version with large lettering became the standard for all wide cab Santa Fe diesel locomotives purchased from 1990 until BNSF Heritage Scheme was introduced after the merger. Keeping the tradition of the great passenger trains of back in the day, Santa Fe repainted all remaining former passenger service FP45s into this scheme. They could be found on company specials and in regular freight service. A few are still around on display at different museums. A museum in California restored a Santa Fe FP45 back to its original 1967 appearance. So here in the Athearn Genesis series, we've got 3 models here for you. Santa Fe number 90, 96, and 97. 90 is going to have a cab-mounted red horn. 96 will have a body-mounted silver horn. And 97 will have a body-mounted red horn and a left side cab sunshade. Now, features altogether on these locomotives, they will have nose-mounted headlights, a 3-chime Leslie horn, roof AC, Santa Fe style antenna setup, passenger service style plow, and the blanked out cab gyro lights. Pretty cool. These are available as DCC ready, non-sound, as well as decoder equipped, sound equipped, thanks to Soundtrack's Tsunami 2. Earlier Santa Fe fans, don't worry, we've got you covered. So after the formation of Amtrak in 1971, Santa Fe converted their FP45 fleet into freight service by removal of the steam generators and the application of their pinstripe blue and yellow scheme seen here. These units retained their cab-mounted Mars lights until they were rebuilt in the 1980s. We have three road numbers here for you: 5943, 5946, and 5947. Features on these locomotives will be the nose-mounted headlight, cab-mounted gyro light with emergency red warning light, which is functioning if you go with the Tsunami 2 decoder-equipped versions, 5-chime horn, passenger-style front plow, remove steam generator for freight service, and a single-can antenna. So whether you like late 80s, early 90s Santa Fe or early 1970s Santa Fe, we've got you covered. But we didn't do just Santa Fe this month. No, we did not. We have some Milwaukee Road, and we've got three different versions here for you. Milwaukee Road's 5 FP45s were a mere 4 years old when Amtrak took over passenger operations. These 5, plus another order of 5 that was canceled, were intended to replace Milwaukee's aging E9 fleet. However, crews disliked how the FP45s rode so much that they were demoted to freight service soon after word of Amtrak's impending formation. The steam generators and water tanks were removed, and an additional concrete ballast was added to improve pulling power and ride quality. The first application of Milwaukee's orange and black freight livery didn't adhere well, and before long, the underlying armor yellow began showing, so the locomotives were painted once more, receiving variations of the then current billboard livery before being retired to the deadline in 1984. Now we've got Milwaukee Road number 2, 3, and 4 here. Milwaukee 2 is part of our Prime for Grime series. It's going to have faded colors to represent the hard service. It had roof beacon, cab signal light with emergency red warning light. Milwaukee Road number 3, small side letters, no beacon, cab signal light with emergency red warning light. And finally, Milwaukee Road number 4. This is going to have the large side letters, the beacon removed, plate over the cab signal lights. All the round features for Milwaukee Road: nose-mounted headlight, Leslie 3-chime horn, non-dynamic brake housing, Milwaukee tall MU stands, electronic bell, winterization hatch, passenger pilot plow, and beacons or signal lights per road number, an effect that is able to be used with the Tsunami 2 equipped decoder versions. Now this next one, it's a triggering one. It's another legendary liveries. Now you either love these or you hate these. However, they continue to sell out, including those pre-orders. When they come in, they're gone almost instantly. So we wanted to do something a little different here. In 1967, passenger service in the U.S. was pretty much a dim prospect. Most roads were losing money on the trains and looking for any reason they could think of to abandon service. The Burlington, however, was in a unique position. Not only did they constitute 1/3 of a conglomerate that hosted the world-famous California Zephyr, but they also operated a substantial commuter service in the Chicago area. To that end, the Q ordered 3 EMD FP45 locomotives in 1967 to power the California Zephyr, and as one as a reserve. They reasoned that if the Cal Zephyr would falter, these units could easily be adapted to commuter service. Now, obviously, that never happened. This is an alternate timeline. Unfortunately, the CB&Q did not purchase EMD FP45 locomotives. However, we think they would look great in passenger service hauling the Cal Zeph from Chicago to Denver, or heading up a fleet of bi-levels in commuter service with these legendary liveries. You can certainly do either one of those things. Here we've got CB&Q 9997 as well as 9999. Now, again, these never happened. These are legendary liveries, but myself included, I think the CB&Q colors look really nice on these cowl units. The features of these two locomotives will be split Leslie S3L horns, firecracker antennas, winterization hatch, steam generator details, upper dual oscillating light with red and clear lights. That is something that will operate with the Tsunami 2 versions. No dynamic brakes per CB&Q passenger locomotive practice. Now, the MSRP on these locomotives, if you go for the non-sound DC versions or DCC ready versions, they are going to be $219.99. If you go with the decoder equipped with the Tsunami 2 sound, you're looking at $319.99. Talk to your dealer. Your dealer's price may be different. We are using full MSRP on here. All right. Now, we didn't miss out. We've got some for you N-scale guys as well. Here's the N-scale version that we did on the last run. I'll give you an idea of how much detail we pack into these small N-scale locomotives. And we did the same thing. We did a few of the select roads here. We're going to start with the Santa Fe Super Fleet. So for you guys that are modeling the Santa Fe in the early 90s, we're offering 2 road numbers for you here. Road numbers 90 and 96. Likewise, Santa Fe fans that are operating at an earlier time, predominantly the early 70s, we've got the billboard paint scheme or the bookends paint scheme, depending on how you like to describe this really nice paint scheme that was used in the early 70s. We're offering 2 road numbers there, 5943 and 5946. Milwaukee road fans, you can breathe a sigh of relief. We've got 2 versions here for you. We have Milwaukee Road number 3 and Milwaukee Road number 4. Actually, if you thought that we weren't going to do legendary liveries in N-scale, you would be wrong. We are offering both Burlington units in N-scale as well. 9997 and 9999 are all being offered in this run. Now, some of the features that are offered on the N-scale locomotives, and these are just some of the features. You can see the full features at our website at athearn.com under the new announcements. They're all going to have see-through cab windows, split water and fuel tank, snow plow or a plate welded pilot based on the prototype, flush-mounted porthole window glass, flexi-coil C side frames with high brake cylinders, fine-scale Celcon handrails for scale appearance, and here's the running hardware that you're going to be interested in. 5-pole skew wound motor, precision machine flywheels, and multi-link drivetrain. That means any little particles of dust or dirt or even an unpowered frog through your turnouts, these locomotives will just glide right through there without any issues. They also feature an all-wheel electrical pickup. This provides a great current flow, and the heavy die-cast frame is perfect for traction and pulling power. Minimum radius on these is 9 3/4. So whether you do N-track, T-track, free mow, a club layout, or a small home layout, this locomotive will certainly look the part on your layout or module. MSRP on these guys, if you go for the non-sound version, the DC version, it is $169.99. However, the cool thing about these little N-scale engines is you can also get them decoder equipped with the Tsunami 2 by Soundtrax. If you go for the Tsunami 2 versions, they are $269.99. That's MSRP, so please check with your dealer to get your price. Now, again, you have until Friday, May 30th to place your pre-orders. Last but not least, I said I had something for the intermodal guys, and I wanted to bring these to your attention. This is from the last run. These are the Athearn HO 57-foot Trinity 3-unit spine car. Now, the prototype for our model is based on a Trinity-built car owned by the TTX Corporation. These 70-ton cars, TTX class RAF30A, are numbered TTRX 360-817 all the way to 361116. First appeared on the rails in the late 1990s. The Athearn model is faithful to the prototype, allowing modelers to load a variety of trailers and or containers. So we're offering 2 that are going to be available for pre-order here, but we're going to be offering them in a number of road numbers. Here are the 2 versions that we're offering in this run. The first one is Trailer Train, and be ready for this. Now, these are the road numbers. Keep in mind, each road number is a 3-unit set. So for Trailer Train, we are offering road numbers 360822, 360847, 360860, 360883, 361045, and finally 361076. We're also offering the BNSF version, as you can see here. This is just one of the many that we're offering. We're offering road numbers 300505, 300534, 300557, 300576, 300581, and 300590. No, we're not playing bingo. I'm just letting you know what road numbers we are offering. You can see the complete listing on our website at athearn.com. Simply go to the new announcements tab and select that, and you can also see the PDF of these cars. Now, the features on these cars, an HO scale, precision die-cast metal spine structure. That's really important, because if we were to do these in plastic, they'd be so light they probably wouldn't track at all. These are die-cast. They still have a lot of nice detail, but that die-cast, especially lower to the center of gravity, really makes these cars track very well. They're also going to have etched metal walkways, separately applied brake piping. The Athearn 40-foot trailers and containers are perfect loads for these cars. There's also fine ladder detail. The minimum radius on these is 20 inches, so keep that in mind. Guys that have larger layouts or club layouts shouldn't have any issues, but if you've got some smaller layouts out there, 20 inches radius is pretty much the maximum that you're going to get these guys around. These are going to include 33-inch solid nickel silver wheels with the RP25 contours. That way they operate on all popular brands of track. The trailer hitches come separately in raised and collapsed configurations, so the customer can apply them to the model to suit your preference. Now, this 3-car set is MSRP of $159.99. Again, talk to your dealer. That price may be different with your dealer. You have until Friday, June 30th to place these pre-orders. We have a little bit more time than we normally do in a month, but believe it or not, we're already halfway through the month by the time you're watching this. So there you have it. We've got some Athearn Genesis locomotives that will fit just about any era. We've got some Athearn N-scale units that will also fit just about any era. And for you guys modeling late 90s, we've got some 3-unit spine cars for you as well. That's all I've got for you tonight. Next week, I will be back with some more things from the June announcements that we'll be talking about. Head to your dealer on Friday, June 30th to place your pre-orders. Until I see you next time, have a good night, do some good modeling, and above all, high greens. Good night, everyone.